you all. Welcome back everybody. Not much has changed as you can see, and we're still battling on to ensure that you have some fabulous studio work for you to get plenty of inspiration and all the good stuff that we love here at Stamps by Me. I have missed you all, and if you are watching today, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, if you're not watching it live, it always goes onto YouTube, so you can always catch it later. You can also catch the 1 minute 30 videos as well, in case you want to cut out all the chit chat that I do and some of the things that I need to get through before I actually get onto the demonstration, so that's also cool as well. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Toni Darroch and I'm a guest presenter over on Create and Craft, and I love craft, just craft as a whole. I like to just try new things, try new techniques, and try and learn and progress and just try and improve all the time. And I know that's why you guys tune in too. I have a couple of things to tell you about before we actually get into some demonstrations. Bye, have I missed you all. I'm so excited to be back, and I love my studio, and it's really the only opportunity I get to, you know, talk through products and actually physically have a really good play. So it is great to see you all. I will be popping the finished makes over on Facebook when I've finished, so pop a comment below, let me know your thoughts, what you thought about the demos. Is it something you do all the time, or is it something brand new to you? If you are not on our Eureka fan page, you need to get on there. That's where all our fabulous design team put their makes and other customers post their makes. Now, if you're not the most confident card maker in the world, it's a great place to be, because the encouragement on there is a force really to be reckoned with. Even if it's your first make, the encouragement is amazing, and that's what it's all about. If you don't get the encouragement, you're not going to grow as a crafter. So please pop on there and have a look and see what's going on. I am live I am live on Monday on Create and Craft a week today with some fabulous new products. I'm on, if you want to grab a pen, I'm on at 10, 3 and 8. And I have a whole host of brand new products to show you. However, within this week I will be doing a Facebook Live to show you the products. I always like to show you them first, so if you are thinking about purchasing them, you know which ones you absolutely love, and then you can get in ahead of time. All I will say to you is I do not want to upset any customers by ordering like the day before. The price comes down in the live hour, and I know some of you have got to work, and I know some of you are not all that able to watch the live shows, but the price does come down. So if you are watching the live show, please have the patience to wait, because I know a lot of people have lost quite a bit of money ordering before the show, and it's upsetting really when you know that somebody else has got it a little bit cheaper. So just keep your eyes on it, or maybe get somebody else to order it for you, because, you know, trying to get these refunds and things sorted, it's a little bit of a difficult task. So in today's studio, I'm going to be using a brand new product, and I will show you that in a second. So we're back in studio Monday and Wednesday every 4 o'clock. Today's a little bit different. We're doing a little bit of a longer studio because we haven't been here for a few weeks. But the great thing about it is I'm here Monday and Wednesday, and the lovely Claire Manning is going to be here every Thursday. So Thursday, what a mouthful. And she's going to be in studio using all of her lovely products, maybe some of mine, as I do with hers in my studio. And it's a great way to maybe, you know, pick up some other techniques. You might like my techniques, but, you know, there are some fabulous other crafters out there who've got their own great ideas and quite innovative in their own sense. So I encourage you to watch both. You know, it doesn't cost anything, it's absolutely free, so the inspiration is there for you. So let's crack on then. I want to tell you about one of our new products. Now, it's this product here, and remember when we launched Beautiful Inside Out, and it was the back of the lady's head? Can you remember that one? Well, we have now retired that stamp, and it was one of our best sellers, and as we grow as a company, we like to bring new things, and I was asked repeatedly for can't get my words out, for something similar. So this is what I've come up with on the second time round. Pretty similar concept, but you get to see the side of a face on this one, and you get the different flowers in a hair. Different also in the sense that you get the opportunity to cut out the flowers with your coordinating die and build a hair. You also get the beautiful earring embellishment, so you can pop a beautiful jewel on there too. lipstick on a lip. So it's a little bit different, but the same concept, and I know how much you all loved Beautiful Inside and Out, so I'm hoping you're going to like this one just as much. So you get some lovely sentiments in here: happy birthday friend, happy birthday daughter, happy birthday mum, and have a great day. But obviously you can use all your other happy birthday sentiments from all of our collections. This show is not a hard sell, you know. If you haven't got this product and you don't want to buy it, that's fine. You might have something in your stash that works. Okay, so mix up your products. We love to see what you're doing with other people's brands also. So on the reverse, you get the coordinating die in there. So you get the large outline die for the head, and then you get your flowers to coordinate with, and the fabulous QR code too, which allows you to scan and go and see what I've been up to using this product. So we're going to use this one live in studio in a few different ways today. So grab a cup of tea and just enjoy the show. I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. I have missed you all, so I've tried to do a few more demos, time permitting, so that it is worth sitting in and watching. Okay, so let's crack on with our first demo then. So I'll just set this one aside. So I'm just going to grab a piece of watercolour card, and I'm just going to grab my Eureka. And what we're going to do first off is we're going to let's stamp this lovely lady's head. You also in the set you get the I'll just pop the camera right for you and then you can see properly. Also in the set as well, you get the lovely head in a smaller version, and I've done this quite small because it'll look beautiful on the envelope, so people know what's coming. You know, decorate your envelope as well, so it's beautiful in that sense. So I'm going to be using a waterproof ink because we're going to watercolour her hair, and I'll just grab the stamp. So it's this lovely one here. So this stamp is now available. It's exclusive to us, myself. It won't be going to TV or anything like that. It's just for you lovely crafters at home to say thank you for your continued support. We do like to bring out some limited edition stamps and some quite nice stamps for our everyday crafters who support us absolutely continuously. But if you've never bought from us, this is probably a perfect stamp to start with. So this will be on the website at 6 o'clock, and the reason it's going on at 6 o'clock is because I don't want the people at work to miss out. I know that sounds really selfish. Does it sound selfish? No. How to explain? Basically, the people that have to work to fund their crafting always seem to be the people that miss out. So what I've done is I'm going to put it live at 6 o'clock. So if you want the stamp, you can get the stamp on its own, and if you want the stamp and die coordination, which obviously come in the same packet, you can get it as well, but it will not be live until 6 o'clock. So everybody, it's fair for everybody. Okay, so if you had people just finishing work at 5 o'clock, they have the opportunity to see what's gone on and maybe purchase it if they want to. So let's crack on. Let's stop jibber jabbing. So I'm going to stamp this one out, and I'm using the black waterproof ink. And I'm using the Carter watercolour card. I know a lot of you have already got this one, so it's this one here. So it's our watercolour card, lots of cotton content in there, so we get the capability to do some lovely watercolouring without worrying about it quickly drying and us not being able to get the best results. So you can see there how beautiful that is. So let's take her off there. So also in the set then you get the lovely flowers as well, but I have already done those ahead of time so we can get a few demos in. But I'm just going to show you how to get a bit of a realistic shade in this hair, like I did with the other one, which you all loved. So what we will use, so you can grab whatever watercolours you've got in your stash. Now to hand I have my tubes, which you can use, or we can use the fan, or we can use Generation inks. You can use whatever you've got. I've already got one painted ahead of time, so I'm just going to quickly speed through a demonstration on the hair. I'm not going to do the flowers though, because I know a lot of you can just go in and do whatever colours you want on your flowers, but with the hair it's a little bit daunting for some people, so I'm going to try and break the hair down a little bit for you. So I'm just going to grab a size 4 brush. This comes with the Eureka. Any size 4 brush will work though. So all I'm going to do, let's concentrate on this lady's fringe. So I'm just going to wet the front part of the fringe here, straight down to those little strands. So always remember, the colour will only go where there's water. Okay, so don't be worried about dropping colour in and it going outside your lines. It won't go outside the lines as long as your water's not outside the lines. So I'm just going to grab some of this brown, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover the whole fringe area and just drop some of this brown in here. Now if I get a little white patch, I'm not bothered about it because that's instant light and shade without even thinking about it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it right down into these little curls here on the side of the face. Like so. So it looks patchy, but trust me, when you come to add more colour, it won't look patchy. So because I'm working on the watercolour card, this is still going to keep moving, look. Can we see how this is still moving? And that's the great thing about watercolour card, it don't matter. Obviously if it's near on dry, it's not going to move. But because it's the watercolour card, it's giving you the capability to keep, you know, keep going. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my brush in and pick up some of the darker brown, and I'm just going to go in to these curls and just define them a little bit. And this will give like shadows. And because it's still wet, it'll bleed out, so I'm not overly concerned. So for this one I'm using now, this stamp on the Carter, I'm using it on the smoothish side. The textured side is perfect for if you're wanting to create backgrounds and effects like that, because you get the lumps and bumps, which gives you that extra dimension. But for this one, I'd like it to be quite a smooth finish, so I've gone on the smoother side of the card. Now it's not perfectly smooth, but it's smoother. So you can see there how watercolour dries back way lighter. So if you put it on, you're thinking, oh, it's a bit dark, she's going to look like she's going to end up with black hair by the time you finish. Don't worry about it, because it does dry back lighter. So at the root of her hair, it probably would be a little bit dark maybe. So let's leave a fringe as is and do the rest of the hair. So again, same technique, I'm just going to wet the whole area, making sure I don't go out of the lines and into my flowers. And if you're thinking, is it wet, just drop your back a little bit and have a look, and you'll see the shine on there. You'll know that it's wet. So I can see, oh, just gone into that flower a little bit. So that should be fine. So I'm going to pick up some of the brown again, just going to drop it in all over like we did with our fringe, just going to repeat the process and get a bit of an underlay on there, should we say. Now for a wedding or something, you could do this in the colour of the bride's hair, or for a prom or your friend's birthday. So I've got a light cover there. I'm not overly concerned because it's going to be hidden. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with some darker colour. So in these areas where we've got a little bit of a crease in a hair, just going to drop some dark in there. You don't have to be a colourist to achieve this. You just have to absolutely just have, it's more of the courage to just go for it really. You've got to try these things, I always find anyway, before you know if you like it or not. So I know in this little crease here under that flower it would be a little bit darker, her hair would be darker, so let's pop a bit darker in there. So now it's starting to dry a little bit. Just let it go off a little bit and then I'll add a little bit more dark in there. So you could layer build, you could let one area dry, go back on and add a bit more to create a little bit of depth if you want to. To be honest, what you'll find yourself doing is faffing, as I call it. So I'm just going to leave that, and I have already gone ahead of time and coloured somebody's hair, coloured the lady's hair, and done some flowers as well. So for the flower element of it, I didn't literally go to town with the flowers. I did exactly the same concept. Let's do this big one here. I wet all the petals. And then I picked a lovely colour from here, say this pink here. And then from the centre out, I just dropped it in. And the water just carried it really. And can you see I'm not colouring the whole flower, I'm literally leaving white spaces, because what happens is the colour will bleed into the water and it will continue to move around for quite a while. I coloured these in a variation of pinks and purples, very loose, so I want it to look like, you know, have you painted it, have you not? That's the look I'm trying to achieve. So I'm just going to set it on here actually. The lovely Glitz Craft white, I think it's white froth paste. The reason I like this hiding, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop the stencil over this corner. I'm just using one of the just inexpensive plastic. You can get some absolutely lovely results with texture paste and glitter pastes and things like that. Oh, I know it dries fast. For my demonstration I'm going to do it with my gun just to, and the flowers that are also in there as well, I think it's called. If you die cut those in white and stuck them in, it would look like a feather boa, or you could together. It's going to look lovely. So on my mat here, I'm a bit torn what to do really. Right, let's just go with. I'm going to keep going till I get a palishy colour. And I'm going to add some water. So there we go, we're getting there with a pink, aren't we? So all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to get it quite wet. Let me see, you've got a nice consistency there. And I'm just going to drop it into this mandala type texture paste. So let's just give that a quick dry off with my gun. Just give this a wipe too, so I don't lose a piece of gold glitter. So I'm just going to mat and layer this onto here, move everything out of the way so you can see. I'm going to use tape and glue because the texture paste has made my card quite lumpy bumpy, which is normal. But if I want it to stick to this glitter card, I need to help it out a little bit. I'm going to use the koal too. Try and get it to stick down without making an absolute mess. just going to use the back of my carter here, and then at least if it's not perfectly dry, it's not going to it doesn't matter if we get a little bit of a mark. There we go. There we go, it's finally grabbed. You do need to tease these things, unfortunately, but there we go. And then what we're going to do is we are going to stick that one onto our card blank. So So if there are new people watching today, welcome to our studio. It's lovely to see you visiting us maybe for the first time. We do love to do our studio. It's a great place to come, and I know a lot of people rely on it week on week for some inspiration and just to get together really. We are a lovely bunch of people who like to inspire each other. And it doesn't matter if you don't own a Stamps by Me product at all. The studio is absolutely free. The inspiration is what it's all about really. So there we go. So we've got our little bit of it's a little bit difficult to see how beautiful that is with this big thing in the middle, isn't it? But it's a good job I'm going to cover it. So before I stick the lady's head onto there, I'm going to pick one of our lovely sentiments. So I'm going to pop this into the Eureka. And so you get a whole host of sentiments. So you've got happy birthday, friend, mum, daughter, and I'm going to go for friend on this occasion. So I'm just going to grab the head first. Can you see there? Right, so I was planning on this maybe over being here, but it looks now like she's got a golden chin because I can't get my sentiment on. So maybe we're going to have to go for a smaller sentiment. Don't you just hate it when your fingerprints and things get in the way? So because we're going to have to come lower, I'm going to have to pick a smaller sentiment. So I'm just going to stamp it out in black because it's a small one. So let's just get some pads on here and get this raised. So if that mark hadn't have been there, it would have been up in this top corner and would have had a bigger sentiment here. But because I'm hiding the mark, I'm going to have to bring her down and stick her on there like so. So you could absolutely embellish it. These flowers here, you could do more in the corner, you could do whatever you wanted to. So I hope you liked that first demonstration. A little bit messy, but I think it's worth it if you've got the patience to give it a go and have the courage to drop. If you do like a peach and a pink in a flower, maybe have the courage to drop it in and around your stencil work. This sort of look can be simply achieved with just an embossing folder. You don't have to use a texture paste. Run it through an embossing folder, drop the colour on, you get exactly the same results. So if you don't like to get messy and are a little bit impatient like me, then that's probably the way to go. But there we go, you can see that there. And that's quite a big card, is that one. So I'm just going to set this one aside. I will take photographs and bob them all on Facebook at the end. So what was I going to do next? Right, I've got so much going on my desk, you wouldn't believe it. We've been doing all the videos today for our new launch on Monday on Create and Craft. So I always like you to have some lovely videos for the QR code. So I've been doing all of those today, which is super exciting, and I can't wait for you to see them because, again, really different for us anyway they are. So, and I will be doing a Facebook Live this week at some point showing you what's going on. So let's use this lovely head again. So let's pop it up here, and this time we are going to go and do the flowers too. So this is a piece of vellum, heat resistant vellum. I'm going to heat emboss this one. So first of all, I'm going to use my anti-static bag and I'm just going to dust over the whole area. And what this does is it gets rid of any moisture in my card. Now I've got an horrible yellow mark again there. Oh, it's all going crazy. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, you can tell I'm out of touch with it all. It's only been about, has it been 2 weeks? 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe? So much going on though, but it's all good stuff. These are good problems to have. So I'm using a Versamark here, and I think we will heat emboss in a lovely gold. And this is a great technique if you don't want to colour. So you're thinking to yourself, you know, I'm not into colouring, it's something I don't want to learn, but I do love a good stamped image. Well, this is a great way to go if that's what the look you're trying to achieve. So I can see that stamped beautifully on there. So I'll just grab a piece of card. And we're going to do this one in gold. So I'll do these two little flowers first. Absolutely gorgeous. They're going to get even sparklier when we heat emboss her. So there's a couple of other things I forgot to mention as well. I have been nominated for 5 awards in the Craft Beautiful magazine. I've never even been ever shortlisted before, so to be in 5 categories is absolutely fabulous. So thank you if you have already voted, and if you haven't already voted, I do encourage you to go and have a look. Simply, if you're not going to vote for me, there are some other lovely people up for awards. Dawn Wheeler is up for an award. Linda Chapman's up for an award. So go and have a look, because you know these sorts of awards help companies, whether it be myself or demonstrators, freelance demonstrators. You know, it's encouragement for us to improve, get better and things like that. So go and have a look who's on there, because it might surprise you actually at how many new companies and new faces have been put forward for awards this year, because so it's shaking it all up a little bit, so it'd be interesting to see what actually happens. So I'm going to heat emboss this, and it will heat emboss really quickly. Not with that gun, I'm not. Swap the guns. There we go. So I just get my gun good and hot. And as soon as you pop it on, powder will just change. As soon as the powder changes, you know you're good to go. Just move on. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? Really, really lovely. So let's set this aside. And let's die cut them out. So obviously in your die set you get the outline of the head, which is what we're going to use, and you get the flowers as well. So if you are using more than one die, please make sure you tape them down. If they move and go on top of each other, one will cut into the other and that's your die done basically. So make sure you tape them down, guys. If it'll stick, that's it. Keep going. There we go. Is that right? No. I'll just take this one down just a second. So line them up. Sorry about that, ladies and gents, we thought we'd lost you all. The signal is not the best. But it seems you're all still there, so which is fab. So I'm just going to run this through the die cutting machine. Whilst that's running through, I'm just grabbing a card, blank. Make sure I grab the right one. There we go. See how beautiful that is? That is so pretty. So that's the lady's head, and then we get our lovely coordinating flowers. Just set that to the side for now. So I just want to show you a little bit of a technique then. If you do want to do a little bit of colouring or want to have a play, you can get an alcohol pen. Let's just say, for instance, this one here, and you can turn your work over, and on the back side of your work pop some colour on there. So let's say we're doing this flower here, so just do from the centre out. And then when you turn it over, hopefully you can see. There you go. Can you see how she's got detail in the flowers there? Now if you wanted to, you could just go in and do all of those flowers. You could do a hair if you wanted to. It's quite muted, you can't hardly see it, but if you wanted to make it dark, you just use a darker colour alcohol marker. Can you see that there? It's really, really pretty. There you can see it a little bit better there, like so. So that's got like purple underneath. Let's just grab another one now. Oh look, we've got a darker one, which is great. So if you did a darker one, now that looks really daunting, doesn't it? But this will look fabulous. Don't forget to turn your artwork over though, guys. Many a time I've come to colour and I've coloured on the wrong side. I'll just do that little bit for now. Can we see there? There you go. Looks stunning. So let's just do these two then. I'm going to do these ones in, yeah, let's do it in the dark. So you could just do centre out. So I'm doing centre out with the dark. And then with the light one, I'm going to tip in. And this is a great way as well, because vellum is so hard to stick down because you can see the glue underneath, but when you do it like this you're not going to see it, are you? So when you turn it over, look, get the most gorgeous coloured vellum. So it's food for thought really. So you can see now, if you were to build that up, I'll just do this one in the light colour because it's small. So I am going to take a quick break so I can get ready to complete this demonstration. So it's just a quick video for you, just to so I can just sort a few things out. There are no problems, don't disappear, and I will be back with you to continue this demonstration and a further demonstration. So welcome back everyone. Sorry about that. We are having a few issues, but I don't think we've lost anybody. You know what it's like, the internet is not our best friend at times, so fingers crossed everything's back as it was. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a backdrop for our lovely lady here. So for those of you that may have missed what's gone on, basically I heat embossed the head and the two flowers in gold embossing, and then on the back side I coloured with some alcohol markers, and it's just created a little bit of dimension on the front here, which has given some colour to her beautiful lilies in her hair. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to create myself a little bit of a window. So I'm using the grid on my mat here to help me, and I'm just going to create myself a little bit of an aperture. So my card is straight on the mat, and I'm hoping this might hold. As long as it stays on my card, I'm not bothered if it doesn't hold my card down. And then one across the bottom here, like so. Then try and follow the grid work on here, although it's not sticking, but I'm still going to go for it anyway because it's working on my card. Make sure it's as straight as possible. There we go. So it doesn't matter if it's not stuck to the mat, as long as I've got this little window going on here. So I have the lovely abstract powders here, and I've got the purple one, and this is going to be in keeping with the lady's hair. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop a bit of colour into this little window here. So this is just a normal card blank, guys, nothing fancy, but I'm not going to saturate it so it's absolutely soaking. It's just to create a bit of a window. So I have a flat brush and I'm just going to add a little bit of water in the window. And then I'm just going to drop some of this lovely abstract powder in there. I might have to tease it a little bit to pick some of this up. Just going to drop some of it in here, look. But I don't want a smooth blend, I'd like a blotchy blend, if that makes any sense at all. You'll soon see what I mean. So it's not really moving much on there, so all I'm going to do is add a bit more water. And then when I've got a bit of nice coverage in there, right to the edge. There we go. Make sure I just get that colour right up to that edge there. There we go. So I'm just going to dry this one off quickly with my gun. So it's nearly dry. It's not quite dry, but it's nearly dry. But what I want to do is I want to make the back sparkly. So I've got our lovely Gossip pen here, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop some of the clear, crystal clear sparkle onto there. I'm just going to pounce that on too, and what we'll have then is a sparkly background. But I don't want it all over, just random. There we go. And I'm just going to dry this one off. You can see all that sparkle. Oh, it's probably just pushed underneath there, but it's still beautiful. Just to create a bit of a different look, really. I'll just get rid of that tape, and then we'll dry it off properly. And then you get a lovely window. I'm not sure if you can see the sparkling. There we go. You see that? It's like, just create maybe a little bit of a mirror look. Just get my card to go a bit flat. There we go. And what we're going to do is, because our window's floating at the moment, we're just going to frame it. And I've just got a fine liner pen, and I'm using 04 on here, and I'm not being careful with it. I don't want it to be precise, I want it to be a little bit random. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to follow down the side here and like frame that window. And then I'm going to go back round and cross them over. So try not to look at where your eye is going, and look at the point. So don't follow your pen with your eye like so. Look at the point where it's going. It's a little bit easier. So I'm starting here, but I'm already looking here, and that'll just mean just wiggle my hand and you'll get this like lovely bit of doodleified. So I've got this lovely like little window on there. So you can see where this is going, can't we? Yeah, could do a higher up if you wanted to, wherever you want to. So this is where, before you stick anything down, and I do encourage all of you to do this, I say it every single time, look at your sentiments and see what works first before you stick it all together, because you can guarantee you will not have a sentiment that will work. So let's go with this one. Let's move her out of the way. So have we decided, do we need to go low? Let's go there. So I know my sentiment needs to be roughly around here. So I'm just going to grab the Eureka. We'll do it in black again, seeing as we've done the black outline. And this one says, "Happy birthday, Mum." So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to stick her on here, but I'm going to hide it where these flowers are coloured. Okay, so our glue or our adhesive is hidden. So you can go in with a tape runner if you want to. I am going to do that. Because you can use wet glue if it'll allow, if it'll stick a little bit. What is it sticking? So that's good. And I am going to spot some glue in the areas where I know it's not going to be seen, because I'm going to be hiding it with my flowers. Pop her there. And then with these ones, I'm just going to tweak the little ends. I'm going to pop a little pad behind here. I'm just offsetting it so you can see the dimension underneath too. Another little pad on this one too. You don't have to 3D them all if you don't want to, but it's personal choice. Like so. And then all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pop a little earring in her here. The little diamond stud. Like so. Can we see that there? See how beautiful that is? That is such a good looking card, and very easy to do. If you did this like batch makers, do it this way. Batch making, it would look amazing. So, you know, being simple is not always a bad thing. You know, you can get the best looking cards from the most simplest of techniques, in my opinion. And I'm quite a simple kind of, although I am trying to do other things too. You know, should we say the God loves a trier, and I am a trier, if anything. So we're gonna move on to demonstration number 3, and we're gonna do pretty much a similar process with the head. So far we have these two going on. So you'll have to let me know at the end which you prefer. This is like a really big card. This is a 5x7, so you can see how big this one is. But they've both got the dimension on there, should you like the dimension. So I'll just set that one aside. So I'm just going to grab another card now, and this time we're going to use this lovely panel which we launched a few weeks ago. This is also in the FBL if you pop it in the search engine also. So let's just tidy my station a little bit. Clear the deck, should we say. So because this is a paper piecing die, it will stay in the front of my card, which is fabulous. So I'm just going to open my card and I'm just going to pop this onto the window of my card. So I could offset it slightly or I could bring it in the centre. I'm going to do it in the centre, but you could offset it if you wanted to. And then I'll just run this through the machine, and this will create a lovely like decorative panel in the centre of my card. Carefully take it out. Careful not to tear your card as well. And we just pop out all our lovely bits. And you get a beautiful decorative panel. So this panel works with so many things. I think this has to be one of our most popular panels, to be honest. And you can paper piece them back in as well if you want to. So I will spend some time getting the bits out in a second. So you can see there how lovely that is. So let's set this aside. Just clean this off. So what we're going to do this time is we are going to be a little bit out there, should we say. So other ones are pretty, very girlified. This one's going to be quite upbeat and modern. So did you buy the fabulous glitter card we launched, our essential glitter card? So it came in a whole host of colours, and in this demonstration I'm going to be using fabulous black. We see that there? To create some detail on this card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like a lovely sparkly back panel for the back of this panel die here. Can we see that there? So you can see I will pop the bits out. So I'm just going to mark it with my finger and then go ahead and cut it. So I'm just going to quickly pop out these bits so we can get a true effect of what it's going to look like. I mean, you could leave some of the bits in. The chances are though they will drop out when you run them through the die cutting machine, so trying to find them then to put them back in is a bit of a nightmare. I have tried. So I hope you're all still with us and the internet's been kind to us all. There we go. So I'm going to do my tape runner across the back, and then I'm going to use glue on everywhere else, because that will give me instant grab. So yeah, I'll use collal. So I'm going to, let's just get rid of that little floaty piece there. So I'm going to just spot the collal in the centre there, and then in the little areas. Now I would normally use my Perfect Together glue for this, but it's in the car and my bag is still packed from my last live studio. Can you believe that? And it's just about to come out of the boot to be put back in the boot for next week's show. So, but all the same, you know, I don't get the precision tip, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. So on all of that fretwork, and maybe up here too, and across the base here. So this is going to give us like a, and all I do is I pop the black onto there like so, and then I close the card, get rid of that little piece there, onto the card, and then I know the black isn't going to be any bigger than I need it to be. I'll just give it a second to grab. And you get this beautiful, it's sparkly, I'm not sure if you can pick that up, but it's so sparkly, it's gorgeous. I really, really love this one. It's in lots of my cards, is this panel. So what we're going to do next, she says. So I have a piece of white cardstock here and Trusted Eureka, and this time we are going to do the lady's head in white embossing, and then we're going to colour her hair in white. So anti-static bag all over, don't worry, it brushes off. Versamark, these are available on our website. You've probably already got one though. That's stamped beautifully. So I'll just grab a piece of card to catch my embossing powder. And I think this time we'll do it in white. So if you get a little bit of markings around her mouth or anything, just grab a really detailed brush and just remove. Make sure the detailed brush is absolutely dry though, because you're defeating the object if it's damp. I'm just going to heat emboss this one. Just getting my gun good and hot. And when you pop it on, as soon as the embossing powder starts to change, you just move your gun and follow the changing of the powder. Okay, that's done. So I'm just gonna get rid of that back piece there. I'm just going to die cut this. Get rid of all the bits off my mat, otherwise it won't die cut very well. So I'm going to use the head again. I'm not going to do the flowers on this one, I'm going to leave her absolutely flat, just because I think the decorative panel in the back is enough. I don't think it needs much more. Just run that one through very quickly. And then I'm just going to grab a white pencil. Any pencil will do, doesn't have to be an expensive one. Your watercolour pencil as well out of your Himi pencils will work for this technique too. So you can go in and colour her hair and her flowers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to colour the hair in white, and so all I'm going to do is from the root. So the root of a fringe starts here and the back of her hair starts there. So all I'm going to do with a white pencil is just add some feathering, nothing fancy. I'm not colouring the whole hair, just colouring from the root out to suggest a highlight. Can you see here? That's it, thank you. And then from her fringe out, where her hair's pulled back, I'm just going to take the white out to there, look. You see that there? So maybe up here a little bit more. Keep all your strokes going one way, it will look more natural. So in there it'd be white. So there we go. So you can colour her flowers in pinks, whatever pencils you've got. Your watercolour ones will work with this, guys. You don't have to have anything other really, it will work. So can we see here? So I am going to pad this lady. I'm going to double pad her so she stands out from the page. So you could pop her straight in the centre if you wanted to. I do like to offset, don't ask me why. I'm a bit of funny onion when it comes to centralising things. I like things slightly offset. So then all I would do there is just to add some more detail in there, is I would add some sparkles to the background to this panel here. So, and I would repeat so it all matches. This is a bit of an extra special card, I appreciate that. You're not going to want to put hundreds and hundreds of gems on there, but still all the same. For that extra special friend, I would say this is a perfect card. If you like to spoil your friends, then this is a good way to start. Anything handmade. I'm going to leave that as is. So a sentiment tucked in or anything like that, absolutely gorgeous. There we go. You cannot see the black sparkle in the background, which is such a shame, but you get the idea. You will see it in its true form when you do it yourselves at home. So that's the end, unfortunately. I'm still not sure if the internet has been very kind to us, but I will just show you all 3 cards so you have an idea of what we've been up to at Stamps by Me. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you like the new stamp and die that we've brought to you, just especially for our customers here at Stamps by Me. It is available from 6 o'clock, just so it's fair for everybody. So, and you will be able to get it on our website. Just pop SBM into the search engine and there you go. I can't wait to see what you all do with this one. I will be back in studio on Wednesday, and I will also have a Facebook Live this week showcasing some brand new products that are on Create and Craft on Monday. So I will keep you all posted. Whatever you're doing, stay safe. I would say stay cozy because it's a bit damp out there, and have a great evening whatever you're doing. Take care everyone. Bye.